Cancer, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. This is a very general reading, so take what works for you, leave what doesn't, as with literally everything in life. All of these cards have been pre-shuffled and prepared and prayed over. It's a long, boring process, and I don't want to share it. So we're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck to give us an intuitive direction for the reading. What does Cancer need to know this week? What does Cancer need to know this week? What does Cancer need to know this week? Oh, almost. Okay. Nope. Oh dear. I'll tell you, I promise. I know it's a little nerve-wracking. Oh my gosh, these cards are such a mess. They do not want to do anything that they're supposed to do. Cancer. You guys are so rebellious. Okay, we've got some like things going on. We've got tiny triumphs, which is sort of a role reversal. The crow is now tiny and the mouse is big. So there's a trickster, jokester energy here where there's been a role reversal. And the mouse is like, not so tough now, are you, Mr. Crow? I've got you. And so this little trickster has an idea. Got some ruby slippers on there. So a little harlequin thing here. I kind of like this little like sweater thing. That's kind of cute. And a top hat here. So we've got some ideas. We've got maybe some wishes, maybe a little bit of wish fulfillment, but just little. But there's some sort of role reversal and a little joke. There's a little joking going on here. Maybe a practical joke, maybe, yeah. Little role reversal, a little gesture, a little, something, a little private joke, maybe. I don't know. And then this card, this is like the third or fourth time this card has come out. So the art of seduction. So this looks like a very romantic card, but to me it doesn't read as very romantic. We have someone here who's very sincere, very focused on the relationship, very focused on the partnership. And then we have someone here who's just kind of fucking around, like his fingers just kind of diddling around, but he doesn't really seem to care that much about her. And it's hard to figure out who's seducing who here. Is she seducing him? I think that's the surface read of this. But has he already seduced her and gotten her very much involved in the relationship and very much focused on him? He looks like he's got what he wants. He wanted her. He got her. He seduced her into some sort of... So this looks like a relationship of an unequal relationship where we're not both putting, and this can be a relationship, this can be a job, this can be a work situation where somebody here is putting in a lot of effort, being very sincere. They've sort of been lured in to a situation, and the other person isn't being very sincere about it. I just don't get that he's all that invested. He's just here to have a good time. She's here for the meeting of the minds, and he's here just to have a good time. That's what I don't like about this card. But I do like these two cards together because there's a role reversal. We have a top hat. So I think that this person who did some manipulating and is just in here for a good time, I think they're going to get a little comeuppance, a little role reversal going on here. So that makes me happy. Who doesn't love a little comeuppance? And then we have this rose garden. We have basically a rose here. This card is all about transformation. I think you're transforming a dynamic here that hasn't been fair, that hasn't been good to you. There's some thorns here. So we're not all like pretty little roses. She's a real fucking rose. That means she's got some thorns here. But there's been some transformation. We have the caterpillar and the caterpillar around the neck. dealing with the heart chakra, and I feel like we've got some heart throat things going on here. There's a lot going on around both throats. And look, these roses are here in this garden, in this passion. Ooh, okay, so not for children, but I feel like he's, you know, diddling her rose, and she's touching her own rose here. So I think we're transforming a situation, and this card is definitely about transformation, and it's about, like, it's not always a pretty journey. We've got some thorns we've always got to deal with. So yeah, I feel like this unfair situation is going to be transformed, and I think you're going to take care of your own business here. I think there's going to be a little role reversal. I'm not a big revenge fan. I might fantasize it, but I've never actually, like, taken revenge on anybody. I just kind of let life do that for them. But I also do appreciate sometimes people, I appreciate watching it, I guess, and seeing somebody else do it, or somebody else, especially when we've got an unfair dynamic, and then suddenly someone else is on top and somebody else is getting, it has the advantage that hasn't had the advantage before. So I think that's just immensely satisfying for so many of us, because we've all been in these places where we feel powerless, we feel used, and then suddenly there's a transformation, and we get an opportunity to feel our strength and to feel strong and to transform a situation. So this might not even be leaving a situation. There could be, we have this this top hat person thing, and they're not present here. She's alone. So you could be leaving a situation, or you could just be transforming a situation and owning your own power. She's very much in her own power. She is her own rose. And she is transforming herself. So you could either be leaving a situation or just finding your footing in a situation in which you haven't felt powerful before. Kind of like that flow there. My face was because of this card. I don't like unequal dynamics in relationships. But then when we see it with this card, we see, the tables are going to turn here, and it's going to actually be kind of funny. And then we see this card, and she's all in her power, and she's got her thorns, and she knows the purpose of the thorns is to protect herself, and to protect herself from just these situations. So really like the direction this is going. All right, we're going to move to the Santa Muerte. Oh, that made me feel so good. Just like, ooh, I love it when the underdog gets to. So, and if you're the top hat guy and you've been fucking around with somebody, I'm not even going to tell you to be prepared. I want them to take you by surprise. All right. Santa Muerte. Oh, I love a good underdog story. Santa Muerte deck. These, again, have been very thoroughly prepared before I turned on the camera. I just like to shuffle. It's like kind of shuffling at the end of the diving board, like getting ready to jump in. You're like, oh, am I ready? Am I ready? All right, let's go. This is your past. This is your present. This is your inner landscape. This is what's at issue. This is the environment. This is your to-do list, and this is your possible outcome. All right, honestly, this isn't a pretty situation. I like that flow there. It's really fun, but you have already made steps to leave a war-torn land. And you can identify as either the ferry operator or one of the wounded in the boat. In this card, I'm just getting an overall vibe here. You have decided to leave a painful situation. You've decided you want sunshine. You're just now leaving the shore. This is in your recent past. You're just now leaving the shore, and you're heading forward, and you have this grizzled old ferryman, maybe an ancestor, an advisor, someone who's bringing you forward to this new shore where there's sunshine. But there's a lot of unsettled energy. Decisions have been made. You've gotten on the boat. You're going to take care of yourself. You're going to take care of your wounds. You're going to take care of your wounded. You can be both people. This can be a part of you that's that's ready to leave, and this can be the wounded part, and you're going to take care of yourself, and you're going to take care of your wounds, and you're going to bring yourself to someplace safer. So there's a part of yourself that's going to do the laborious row by row work across this open water, but you're going to bring yourself to safety. In your present situation, you're dealing with justice, which I feel like this card is sort of like tables turn, justice achieved. There's been an injustice, and you're wanting to balance out the scales. Here we have this scythe, but it's also beautiful. It cuts down both weeds and harvests. So this is sort of this angel of death has come for injustice, and she's going to bring some justice. She's going to balance out these scales, which is exactly what's going on here, a moment of the balancing of the scales. And so that's what's going on here. You have this justice energy. This can, I don't usually do the signs here, but this can be a Libra. You're balancing out a situation. It became unbalanced, and you're bringing some balance, some justice to it. So if you're the guy in the top hat that's been sort of just using somebody or just goofing around with a situation, watch out. If you are the person that's been very sincerely involved, the tables will turn, and you're gonna get some justice and some fairness. So in your present moment, it could actually be an actual legal event. There could be, something legally going on here where, your boss cheated you out of some wages, even though you worked hard every hour you were earning those wages, and you're getting the wages you were due, the overtime wages you were due, or something like that. So there is or a relationship where there's like a legal situation, or you're going to court or something, and so there is some justice coming in here. There's a sense of justice, and it can actually refer to an institutional justice, like a legal system, or it can just refer to, the tables turning in real life and you having more power than you've had before in a situation. On your inner landscape, though, you have this Eight of Cups. This whole situation is weighing very heavily on your mind. Your feelings and emotions are weighing very heavily on your mind. There's some crying. There's some it's just this darkness and this Eight of Cups, this like deep grief, this overwhelmed mind that is just so heavy. You're feeling very heavy about the situation. There's this levity in these cards, but before we can get to this levity that we see in the Oracle and Mystical Moments cards, we have this like deep grief. This didn't go the way you wanted to. You put in your sincerity and your heart and soul into this, and it was just so unfair and so imbalanced, and that's a grief to understand, like either that or you're feeling bad that you've used this person and that you haven't behaved well towards them. So there's something very heavy on your mind that's very pulling you down, and you're really, it's very emotional for you. Your emotions or emotions are weighing very heavily on your mind and are bowing your head in some sort of like submission, I feel like. But there is some light, like as you spill these emotions, you both lighten the load that you're carrying, and there's some reflection here. There's some self-reflection going on. At issue, of course, is this Two of Swords. This almost seems obvious. So at issue is a little bit of denial, and the Two of Swords is a refusal to see something in reverse. We take it in the reverse. So in the upright, it's sort of like we think we're trapped, but we're not. We're not seeing the ways out. In the reversal, we're not even trying to see the way out. We're not even trying to find our way out of the situation. We're choosing almost actively denial, and it does remind me of a friend who found her husband had put up a dating profile on a dating website, and he had told her that it was accidental, that it came with his email, and and it had all his pictures and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, oh my God, you believe that? And her response was like, yeah, I believe that. I'm a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids. Of course I believe that. What choice do I have but to believe that? So that's sort of this energy, is you're feeling like you don't have a choice but to be in denial. I'm saying that this reading is saying that the universe is on your side, and the universe wants to bring in this reversal. And as long as what's blocking that is a choice to not see something. It's not like my friend was in actual denial. She was like, I have to be in denial. I am choosing denial. So this is blocking you. The scissors can function. You can put it together and make it function and cut out the things you need to cut out as soon as you want to. As soon as you want to, and it will transform that situation. And I think you might not be ready for that. So you're choosing to not see what you need to see. Which is, I don't know when you're ready to do something. You know when you're ready to do something. You know when you're ready to flip the narrative. You know when you've had enough. I don't know. I mean, my friend eventually left the guy, but it was when she was ready, not when I thought she should be ready. So, in your environment, you have this. That's not necessarily what's going on with you. That's just an example of how we can choose denial. And it can prevent something from moving forward, a natural flow, but we may be choosing to prevent that natural flow for a reason. Because she knew exactly, I was the idiot in the situation. I was thinking she was the idiot. And she was like, you're actually the idiot, because I've got choices I'm actually making here. So you got to make your choices. But this is to say, as soon as you choose to move forward and put the scissors together, you'll be able to cut it out. It's just a choice you're making right now. And I think that it's more conscious than less conscious. So in your environment, you have a Knight of Cups. So more cups, more emotional. We have a couple cups here. Cups is our dominant thing here. So this is a pretty emotional situation. We're dealing with emotions in this whole reading. So the Knight of Cups, so the Knights are really good at one thing. And this is someone, this is a court card, and it's in your environment. So it's someone in your environment that has strong, I almost feel like this is someone leaving. This is definitely someone leaving. We have this leaving vibe. They're going to go through the threshold, and some part of them is going to go through the threshold while some other part of them is looking back. So in your environment, you have someone that is, I don't know, they're taking a message forward. They're leaving the garden. They're leaving the garden, but they're looking back. They're looking back at you. They're looking back at the situation, but there's some leaving here. They're pretty good at dealing with their emotions. It could be you. It could be you actually leaving, because I'm seeing you having decided to leave, being on the shore, just beginning to leave. This could be leaving while looking back at a situation. So I'm not in any way suggesting that someone in your life is cheating on you if you don't have evidence of that, or suggesting that you leave somebody willy-nilly here because of this reading. But if this reading applies to you, you'll know. You will know, even though you're trying not to know. So sorry, you didn't want to know. So here's your to-do list. We have the 6 of Cups. We have someone's put in an order a long time ago, and the waitress is finally coming to the table. So someone made a request, someone made an order, and it's finally getting delivered, this armful of cups. And there's a lot of joy in this delivery, honestly. A lot of I like how she's got her arm in a similar place here, holding this rose to her, and she's holding her emotions in the same way and bringing it finally to the table. She's really enjoying the journey, though, which is cool. I mean, that brings back in the joy that I was seeing in this role reversal. And so she's bringing to the table to these people. It's a commerce situation. It might not be in real life, but there's some sort of exchange, and I feel like somebody ordered something and she's bringing it, and she's bringing it to the table. And she's taking a lot of joy in her body, a lot of joy in dancing, a lot of joy in bringing this forward, and bringing the feelings that she has and bringing them forward and bringing them up and bringing them out to the world. This is typically a really joyful card, which is really funny because the rest of this reading is a little bit darkish. So one of the outcomes we're looking at for this situation is this Eight of Pentacles. This is hold on to your money and be patient. Hold on to your things, hold on to your life, hold on and be patient. So this is just this hold energy, this waiting energy. You have what you need here. I'm loving this crown too, this crown of white roses. So these really good ideas, but you're sort of a little bit buried. You're in this jungle situation. There's a lot going on around you, and you are holding. I see a lot of holding here. We have this mouse holding this bird. We have this woman holding this butterfly, holding this rose, holding this caterpillar. See, look, she's holding the rose. He's diddling the rose. She's holding the rose. Holding this crow with their thumb. Their thumb is on the crow's feet, holding the crow in place. She's holding a butterfly with her hand and a rose with her arm. And she's holding these cups. I don't know where I'm going with this, but there's some holding on to something here. There's definitely holding on to something, and it's not a grasping, it's very gentle. There's a very gentle holding on to a transformation, really, and a blooming. And here we have very much a holding on to our coins, holding something. She's not grasping it, she's gently holding it in an open hand. So maybe this is the message for you, is to hold, but hold very gently whatever the situation is. Let it become what it needs to become. And we do that by not grasping, not throwing, but we allow our palms to be open, our hands to be open, and very gently hold the things that come to us in a way that suggests that we can let them go whenever we're ready, when the time comes. So this is holding, you're just holding on to what you've got right now. So I hope that was helpful and useful for you. I really appreciate the subscribes, the likes, the comments. They are helping my cute little baby channel grow week by week into a bigger channel that can reach more people, and I really appreciate that. So like, subscribe, and comment, please. So anyway, have a great week, Cancer. I love you.